Haong City, city owner's mansion, atop the tower. Luo Feng sat alone, drinking wine. 3 kings of Shai Kingdom suddenly died, especially the Emperor of Che Kun, a powerhouse at that level, suddenly dying. The 2 ancient countries will definitely investigate carefully. Now, let's see what they're capable of. The outcome of the investigation by the 2 ancient countries would also determine his own course of action. What? They all died. Out of the 5 God Kings in Shai Kingdom, only Liu Yu God King and Kefeng God King, who were alive, could confirm through causality that the 3 more powerful kings of Shai Kingdom were all dead. This baffled them. 3 died instantly, while the 2 weaker God Kings were still alive. No matter whether the Emperor of Che Kun has reincarnated or not, to be able to kill him silently, it must be at the level of an emperor or a monarch, right? Liu Yu God King was alarmed. With the strength of the Emperor of Che Kun's primordial bloodline, even if an emperor like Emperor Guisu took action, it would probably cause a tremendous disturbance, splitting heaven and earth, and the Emperor of Che Kun would be able to resist for quite some time. Like the previous time, when the Emperor of Che Kun and his companions teamed up against the Yushui country master, it took a long time and still yielded no result. As one can imagine, to kill an existence at the level of the Emperor of Che Kun, or even force him to reincarnate, was an exceedingly difficult feat. What should I do? Liu Yu God King felt uneasy. She had only one true body, having originally led her entire nation to take refuge in Shai Kingdom, where her race also prospered and thrived within the boundaries of Shai Kingdom. Investigating the deaths of the 3 kings might lead back to me. Kefeng God King acted swiftly. Those who can move, move quickly. Kefeng God King, with many avatars, naturally had multiple strongholds. He controlled several cities within the Chanju Icefield alone. When invited to join Shai Kingdom, he only brought part of his race. Now, he quickly began moving them. At this moment, they were all somewhat panicked. They felt that behind the deaths of the 3 kings of Shai Kingdom lay a hidden crisis, and once it affected them, they would have no power to resist. ... Eta King's capital. A figure of white light appeared in the Eta King's capital, his entire body composed of white light, gazing down expressionlessly at the city, and at this moment, the entire city had turned grey, with all creatures motionless. The entire world seemed to have paused. The white light figure walked through the paused Eta King's capital, entering the palace, then the Grand Hall. The Emperor of Che Kun was sitting there. Yizu Great Saint was respectfully presenting a food bottle. The white light figure watched the scene with a flicker of thought, and behind him, a massive flow of sand began to move slowly, and everything around him started to come alive. The Emperor of Che Kun reached for the food bottle when suddenly, the eyes of the Emperor of Che Kun and Yizu Great Saint dimmed. Instant annihilation, no chance to resist. The Emperor of Che Kun probably didn't have time to reincarnate, observed the white light figure. Is it a secret technique of willpower, or an attack targeting the soul? The supreme rules of the land of origin restrict all power limits, whether it's energy type, material type, causality type, willpower type. There are limits to power. Within the limits of power, to achieve this step, there are no more than 10 in the entire land of origin, pondered the white light figure. This Emperor of Che Kun has always been very cautious. Although he is domineering towards surrounding countries, he never dares to offend truly powerful beings, who killed him, and also simultaneously killed 3 kings of Shai Kingdom. Could it be related to a vendetta against all 3 kings? Pondered the white light figure. Time continued to pass. The bodies of the Emperor of Che Kun and Yizu Great Saint, including numerous creatures in the food bottle, all disappeared. He performed techniques of either soul type or willpower type. He must be close by. The white light figure flew above the entire royal capital and began to carefully examine all creatures within the vicinity during this period. The white light figure's eyes lit up. He fully activated an ancestor's bestowed treasure, and the vast sandy shadow behind him rapidly expanded and spread, covering the entirety of the royal capital almost instantly. Buzz. 2 previously elusive figures became visible under the shadow of the sand. A man in a black robe with long hair, wearing a golden mask, stood above the royal capital, coldly looking toward the palace direction. Beside him was an old man with no signs of life, clearly discernible as a puppet. The white light figure was startled and closely observed the black-robed man with the golden mask. Even from observing traces from the past, the white light figure felt the deep and unfathomable aura of the black-robed man, and it exuded a strange, immense fear, giving him a fright. Such an appearance, such aura, never seen before. The white light figure was secretly alarmed. Land of origin. How did such a terrifying existence emerge? As one of the 9 monarchs of the Thunder ancient country, the Skylight Monarch, there were very few strong people he did not know about. Previously, there was only that mysterious strong man from the Shadow Sky realm, possessing Emperor-level combat power, whose identity no one knew. And now there was another. He took that bottle, and there are countless creatures inside the bottle, which can be traced through their causality. Perhaps there will be discoveries. The white light figure tried to trace his steps. He looked at the food bottle, saw some creatures in it, and thus naturally produced causality. Small cultivators couldn't hide causality, and by utilizing causality tracing, discoveries were to be made. All these weak cultivators have been released into the wild, regaining their freedom. The white light figure was somewhat surprised. It seems this mysterious strong man is quite compassionate towards the weak. The white light figure shook his head slightly. Having traced this far, it was hard to investigate further. This mysterious strong person also carries a puppet servant, observed the white light figure as he also examined the old man next to the black-robed man with the golden mask. The elder transformed into a puppet, showing no traces to investigate, bringing out a servant to handle matters. How odd. The white luminescent figure smiled and then quickly departed. Across the entire land of origin, the 2 ancient countries jointly established order. Anything that might threaten this order, they meticulously investigated. Currently, their focus was on the hidden 3 alien race powerhouses as well as 5 formidable figures, including the Wine City Empress and the Mother River Master. Today, they discovered that another mysterious powerhouse demanded their attention. Emperor D. I went to the past timeline, and the culprit should be this man in a black robe and golden mask, Di Jiufeng reported, revealing the scene he had investigated. Emperor D watched closely. He also has a puppet servant, Di Jiufeng continued. It's certain he's not in the ultimate realm, nor does he possess any time-space related secret treasures, hence my ability to detect him. However, his strength must be terrifying. Quite extraordinary. Emperor D observed the black-robed, gold-unmasked figure, feeling an immense dread that would even alarm emperors and monarchs. Who knows where this powerful being came from? Di Jiufeng shook his head. He feels more terrifying than the 5 Earth God Kings. Emperor D nodded. There are a decent number of beings at the peak of 2nd level of God King realm in the land of origin. They just lack resources. It might be one of them who crossed that threshold due to gaining some resources. Judging by how he killed the Emperor of Che Kun, he likely specializes in soul-based or willpower-based techniques, Di Jiufeng explained. In other words, below emperors and monarchs, he could likely kill instantly. He's much more terrifying than the 5 Earth God Kings. Indeed, nodded Emperor D, he conceals his identity and does not seem to want to openly confront the 2 ancient countries yet. Emperor D, can you divine his identity through fate? Di Jiufeng asked. I can't. Emperor D shook his head. Calculating fate also requires sufficient information. This mysterious figure has given us too little to work with. Di Jiufeng gave a slight nod. Even my flame-wined ancient country tried everything, yet couldn't kill the Mother River Master. This mysterious powerhouse seems even more difficult to handle. Even the 2 ancient countries might not be able to deal with him. Emperor D chuckled. Not being able to find out his identity might even be a good thing. Not being able to flee like the Mother River Master doesn't mean this particular person can too, Di Jiufeng remarked. Emperor D said no more. Di Jiufeng also then departed. Who are you? Emperor D, curious, looked at the mysterious figure clad in a black robe and golden mask. Are you Pu Din, Luo He, or perhaps Emperor Ming? There indeed aren't many from the land of origin who could reach this level in terms of soul or willpower techniques. Yet, based on many aspects, Emperor D truly had 3 suspects. Pu Din, a mysterious and low-profile god king in the 2nd realm, rarely involved in conflicts, occasionally accepting disciples in the illusory realm. Among his disciples are 2 other god kings of the 2nd realm, including the Wuxin god king. Luo He, at the stage of primal chaos realm, was already in the ultimate realm of god king in terms of willpower. and Emperor Di has been observing Luo He, Emperor Ming, as the highest achiever in willpower in the land of origin. His willpower strength had long reached the upper limits set by the supreme rules. Moreover, he had also received the legacy left by Yuan and has been obsessively studying catastrophe beasts as well as other images of primordial life. Emulating some of the dread associated with primordial life was easy for him. Who could it be? Pu Din, have you been biding your time until now to make a move? Emperor Di was curious, or the terrifyingly potential Luo He, or perhaps the unimaginably dreadful Emperor Ming. Nothing Emperor Ming does would surprise Emperor Di. Even if Emperor Ming completely killed 7 or 8 emperors, causing a massacre throughout the land of origin, Emperor Di would find it normal, because this fits Emperor Ming very well. Emperor Ming and catastrophe beasts are quite alike. Once he shows his true colors, he doesn't hesitate to kill all his comrades. In Haiyang City, at the city owner's mansion, Luo Feng regularly ordered detailed intelligence on the Emperor of Che Kun from the Flame-Wind Pavilion, and he had just received a report, albeit a rather costly one. Flame-Wind Pavilion. Did they find out who killed the Emperor of Che Kun? Luo Feng scrutinized the information. The report contained a segment of footage. A man in a black robe and golden mask with long hair, along with an old puppet man, an unknown mysterious powerhouse. With a puppet. Luo Feng laughed. The changes that are formless and intangible are indeed hard to decipher within the range of the supreme rules. The detailed cause of the Emperor of Che Kun's death, requiring an additional payment of 1 billion cosmic sand. Luo Feng did not make the purchase. He was quite aware that since they could capture his image, they must know the body of the Emperor of Che Kun was intact. It could be deduced that the attack targeted the soul or the mind. Luo He, the Yushui country master communicated. You know about the Emperor of Che Kun's death, don't you? Of course, I know, Luo Feng responded. Flame-Wind Pavilion and Thunderclap Commerce are publicly selling the intelligence, saying it was a soul-based or will-based attack that killed the Emperor of Che Kun, and it looks like the Emperor of Che Kun couldn't even reincarnate. The Yushui country master excitedly communicated, this mysterious powerhouse ... below emperors and monarchs ... could probably kill instantly. Rather Yushui, you seem rather pleased with the disaster, Luo Feng remarked. The ancestors of both countries, the ancestor of the East Extreme Domain, Emperor Qing, Lord of 10,000 Realms, Sector Beast, Emperor Ming. There are quite a few in the land of origin who could instantly kill us. One more doesn't make much difference. The Yushui country master laughed. I'm happy because the Emperor of Che Kun is truly dead, probably couldn't even reincarnate. And it's really exhilarating. Since Shai Kingdom and Yu Kingdom are neighbors, the Emperor of Che Kun and the Yushui country master had fought for too long. Luo He, your controlled territory is near Shai Kingdom, and now that Shai Kingdom is leaderless, you could completely seize the entire Shai Kingdom. The Yushui country master transmitted, I'll definitely support you fully.